Really, really good. Really good. Exciting to do this session with you guys. Let's wait 1 or 2 more minutes.
Yes.
And then a few more minutes. And then let's see if we can yeah. Guys, could you please mute yourself? And then later we're gonna do some questions and then you can unmute. Thanks. Okay, 2 more minutes and then we start. So I hope everyone is doing well. My friend Ebrima and I, we are in Spain already. Hey Ebrima, how are you doing there?
Yes, I'm okay.
You okay? Yeah. So how long are you already living in Spain now? Oh, we cannot hear you. Ebrima, we cannot hear you.
I mean, this is 7 months now. I've been here for 7 months now.
7 months. Okay. And tell me a little bit, how do you like Spain?
Well, it's quite welcoming, to be sincere. And it's a nice environment to live as well. The the challenge might be the language, Castilian and Catalan.
Okay.
Yeah, but apart from those ones, it's a very nice country.
Weather, what do you think of the weather?
Oh, well, for me, the weather is okay. It's way, way okay than any other weather I could expect in Europe.
Okay. And last question, and then let's start. I think then most people are here. Uh, how do you like the Spaniards? How do you like it so far? Like
It's
the
good.
Spanish the Spanish culture, the tapas. You already tried everything?
No, I haven't. I haven't.
You shoot, man. Spanish tapas, but okay. Okay, guys, thank you so much for joining. My name is Rodan Aforti, and I'm one of the founders of StudiesIn. And StudiesIn is a platform who specializes in helping people like you come to Spain. And what makes our platform unique is that we developed a system that can help almost anyone. Meaning, most consultants in your country, they work only with 1 or 2 private universities, and that's most of the time really difficult and expensive. And we developed a system who can identify based on your background, so your study background, but also on your budget and your desires, what your chances are that you can study abroad. But we analyze every course in Spain, so public and private. And eventually, what we will do is we will present to you your best study options. So, for example, ambitious options, but also always good to go options. So you can always eventually achieve your goal. Also, in terms of our visa expertise, is since we can identify from the beginning. So after a small test, and I will tell you more about that, we know almost with certainty what your chances are that we can get your visa. Okay, now let's dive in a little bit because I understood from Ebrima, I think one of the most interesting things for you guys is the public university admission. So we can help you get into top ranked public schools in Spain and pay as little as 800 euros per year. Now, I will explain you a little bit more about that later. Okay, so this is StudiesIn. Spain itself has approximately 100 universities. Ebrima is studying in one of the private ones, but we also, Spain has a lot of public universities. And it's pretty funny. Sometimes public in some parts of the world is seen as negative, but in Spain, public universities are one of the best of the world because Spain has an incredible social system. So they have really good healthcare,
Wait, Tony,
but at the
Tony,
same
ilang
at the
mic ko?
same
Hmm.
Yella, could you please mute yourself? So they have a really good public system, and therefore they have one of the best public universities in the world. However, to get into those universities as an African or just as any foreign student, it's quite challenging. But if you eventually get in, you can benefit to study for almost nothing per year. Um, let's go further. The difference between public and private, there are different admission requirements. What is important for you to know, if you want to get into a public university in Spain, then you need to do, if you want to do a bachelor's, you need to do an entry exam. This entry exam most of the time is in Spanish because the Spanish government wants that when you finish, that you know the language already and maybe you can stay then. This exam is called the PCE exam. This determines on where you want to study, what eventually will be the most interesting, which subjects you need to follow. So if you want to study medicine, this PCE exam will be mainly focused on biology and so on. Furthermore, we need to do a homolocation of your bachelor degree. That means that we need to legalize your grades and send them to the Ministry of Education. And for the rest, we need to just help you prepare with all the application documents. This process can take up to approximately 1 or 2 months. It depends a little bit how good you are with preparing your documents, meaning how many of the documents you already have prepared and so on. Then we have the private sector. You can study for as little as 5,000 euros per year, and you can make it as crazy as you want, 20,000. Me personally, the reason why I built this platform is because I studied at a relatively expensive school and I paid like 15,000 euros per year. And in the end of the studies, I found out that my degree was not accredited. And therefore, we built this system with analyzing all universities. And we at StudiesIn only work with accredited universities. So if you complete your studies in Spain, you are sure that you can use it anywhere in Europe, but also anywhere in the world, so you have employment opportunities. Private university admission is a little bit easier. Maybe Ebrima can later tell something about that, but mainly we need to look at your high school degrees. Then you need to speak a certain English because private schools most of the time are taught in English. And you need to work on a motivation letter where we can help you with, and an interview most of the time. We will help you with that as well. A little bit about the PCE exam. I think this is interesting for you guys. So if you want to study for 1,000 euros per year, that is at a top ranked school, you need to do an selectividad test. Based on the results of this test, we can decide for which public university we apply. We normally apply for 2 public universities or 3, it depends a little bit on your grade. And we spread always the chances. So if you, for example, don't get into the best school like the University of Barcelona, then there's always a plan B option. However, important here is that you start as soon as possible because there is a preparation time. You need to learn most of the time B2 Spanish. And a lot of the courses, like for example, medicine and so on, they fill up relatively quickly. But if you start today or tomorrow, then we can still get you into a course into Spain in September, the September intake, that you know that. Okay. Here a little bit the cost breakdown to visualize it. To do the preparation course cost one time 7,000 euros. Sounds a lot. However, if you are willing to learn Spanish today already, that's also one of my biggest advice to you guys. If you want to come to Spain, start already learning Spanish. Because if you know Spanish, this is only 3,000 euros. And you pay one time 3,000 euros. And then you get your whole bachelor degree for 4 years, 4 or 5 years, for sometimes as little as, if you know Spanish, 8,000 euros. So the whole degree, 5 years. Of course, you need to also pay for living expenses and so on. But just to get a little bit of an idea, that normally in any other country in Europe or in the world, this will go around 50,000, 60,000 euros with then living expenses. Okay, a little bit of living expenses. One of the reasons why I love Spain is I'm from Amsterdam, and Amsterdam is really expensive, but in Spain, things are high quality, good food, but they're affordable. So if you are willing to share a room with a friend or a dorm, you can live in Malaga, well, not in Barcelona. Ebrima lives in Barcelona. This is a bit more expensive, but for as little as 200 euros per month.
I don't
And the
like
food,
Barcelona. To be
this is
honest, I
great.
don't like Barcelona.
This is a really affordable country if you can cook a bit. Okay, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Like the visa, I think is really important for you guys. We do it a little bit different than consultants in your country. So first of all, we are a consultant inside of Spain. So what we do, we have connections in the embassy in Spain to get your visa. So we have different ways of getting your visa. One of the loopholes would be that we get you a business visa for a few weeks. We get you to Spain, and then we fill the full application from Spain. If we get you into Spain, it's almost 100% that we obtain your visa. Important elements for this is how much money would you be able to freeze? So maybe Ebrima could tell something about that. Ebrima, can you tell a little bit about how much money you needed to put on the account to obtain your visa? So the amount you froze. Ebrima, are you still here? Ebrima, we don't hear you. Okay. So the amount which we normally need is between 7 to 9,000 euros. If you freeze that, that is an amount where you do the visa application with. If that is frozen, then there's a really high chance that you get your visa. This amount will be unfrozen, meaning you can use it again when you are an X amount of months in Spain. The reason why the Spanish government does that is because they want to make sure that the people who arrive in Spain, they can maintain themselves. Furthermore, like currently, if we do the orientation session, I will
Hello,
explain
Ruth.
you. Yes, Ebrima?
Yes, you asked something. I was not around. I was in the kitchen. Kitchen.
Yes, Ebrima. So can you tell us a little bit about how much money you needed to freeze to get your visa? You remember freezing, and then later when you're in Spain, you can use the money again. How much did you put on the account?
Basically, it has to be estimated to $1 million.
How much is it in euros?
It would be estimately. Let me see the converting rate currently.
No, it's okay. Just a ballpark number. It's fine.
Yes, I'll come back to that later once we are done with your presentation.
Okay, so that is like around 7 to 8,000 euros.
Yes,
Um, okay.
roughly,
So
roughly you we can put it at 10,000 euros.
yeah, so if you put it
Yes,
at 10,000, that is you can put it at 7,000, but then the chances are smaller. If you put it
yes,
at 10,000, there's
it gives
really high
you
chance that you get
a
accepted.
high chance. So
And Ibrima, can you tell me a little bit when would you be well, were you be able again to use that money?
well, you can be able to use that money upon securing your visa.
Okay.
Once your visa has been issued to you, you can have access to that money to use it.
Okay. So it's not when you arrive in Spain, right? Most of the time it's
No,
a few weeks. No, so you can
no,
use it right away. You okay.
it's not once you arrive. It's once the visa has been secure, all the confirmation, everything has been done, then you can be able to use that money.
Okay. Oh, that's great to hear because I remember back in the day that it took more time to eventually obtain that. But guys, one more thing. I'm not a visa lawyer. I'm also going to say this. So how we work with StudiesIn, we have different layers in the organization and different steps.
I
Our
think around that aspect, Raymond will come in later, maybe some other
okay,
time. Guess him.
yeah, exactly. Our visa lawyer will come in later, and then we can ask any question. Okay, let's focus a little bit on how we can help you find out now if you can come. So what makes our platform unique is, of course, we work with the best private, but all public universities. So therefore, you can study for 800 euros if we get you in. But the power of our platform is that within 3 days, if you upload your transcripts and you answer a few questions, you get matched with a consultant. For example, if you want to study medicine, you will be matched with a particular consultant who only helps students with medicine, because get into a medicine degree, you need to know people at the faculty, and also their processes are different than, for example, for business, and therefore we can have a 96% acceptance rate. But what is most important here is for some students, and I totally get that, it's not clear how much it will cost to study abroad. And what happens, unfortunately, also what I understood from Ebrima, is that there are some scammers in your country or anywhere in the world, and they say everything is possible. Now, I can tell you one thing, not everything is possible, guys, and you know that as well. So we developed a system that from the beginning, before you spend any money on lawyers, before you spend any money on visa, before you spend actually anything, now you spend a little bit on finding it out, you get a plan which tells you 100% sure if you can come or not. So in that plan, we've described the best options for you, ambitious options, easy to reach options, and we make a complete financial breakdown on how much the first year will cost. Based on that, what is going to happen? So you have a call with your experts, he will explain everything, then you can go to your parents or whoever makes the decision, and then you can have another follow-up call with your expert to make a decision. Yes, no, we're going to do it. From that moment on, if we make a decision, we go to the application phase. In the application phase, we apply for the university. And if you're accepted to the university, that can happen. Private university can be quick, 1 or 2 weeks. Public takes a little bit longer. The moment we got that letter, most of the time you don't need to pay the full amount. It's just you pay a few €100 for the application. And then with that letter, we can start applying for your visa. We have also multiple universities where you don't need to pay the full application price. You can only pay a part of it. And then even there are universities who give you back the money if the visa is rejected. Because guys, we live in a really unfair world where sometimes stupid embassy people, they just reject you for no reason. Now, with our system, because we also have help from Spain, the embassy there, there's a really high chance that your visa get accepted if you follow the steps. For example, get the right insurance, freeze the amount which is minimum required, what Ebrima said as well, then follow all the appointments, then there's a really high chance that you get accepted. Okay, go a little bit further. I will speed up. What makes us unique is we are in Spain and not, for example, a consultant in your country, because a consultant in your country, I'm so sorry, he most of the time never been to Spain, so he doesn't know the processes that well. Furthermore, if something changes here in Spain, we know it about the universities, about the visa process, and therefore we can help students in the way we do. I don't know if you looked at our website already, but we have a 4.9 star review with 350 Google reviews. So we're really proud of that. Also, we have a 96% admission rate. You say, like, how is that possible? Now, the reason why this is so high is because with this orientation system, we know before we start the process, if a person can get accepted, yes or no. If a person can do his visa, yes or no. And therefore, we are always really transparent. Sometimes we say to students, I'm sorry, the chances of you coming to Spain, they're too small. We can say everything is possible. Of course, we're going to do it. But then there's too much uncertainty, and we don't like to work with students like that. Of course, we are going to try everything in our power. And if a student still wants to work with us, fine. But we're going to be transparent about what your chances are. Okay. Furthermore, the whole process, and this is also what we're proud of, we helped almost 18,000 students, and we have a platform which do step by step helps the student, but we learned from all students. We help now almost 3,000 African students, and every time we improve the process. So it's not about emails there, emails here, sometimes the process change. No, we know exactly what the next steps are. Because it's a long process, guys, studying abroad. Ebrima, it was a pretty long process, right, to come to Spain?
Indeed, it's a long process, but once you have all the requirements, I don't think it should be more than 5 6 months to secure your visa.
Exactly. But in the beginning, when you looked at it and where to start, it's really difficult, right? Without our
Indeed,
help was not possible,
indeed,
huh?
yes. At, at,
Okay,
at the
guys.
first stage, at the first stage,
Yeah,
once you have the right guidance, it's easier. But once you don't have the right guidance, you find it very difficult to do things on your own. But once the proper guidance is there, it's easier to do it. Like Tom always says, let's not take any risks. We make sure we do the certainty.
exactly. Because there's a risk that you get rejected or you can only do this once correctly.
Yes.
And that could be like for the university, you can apply for another one. But if you make a real mess of your visa, all know that there's a chance that the country rejects you. So you need to take this seriously because, yeah, sometimes you have just one option. Guys, a little bit the last slide, sir. Don't worry. These are all the partner universities we have, more than 40. They're all accredited, that you know that. So if you get your degree, 100% accredited. We work with any public university in Spain, and our fulfillment network can help you also then eventually get your residence permit. It's all happening on the platform. So sometimes to get your residence permit can take also a long time, but we got you covered. A little bit about the team. So this is my partner, Thomas. He's German. I'm Dutch. The reason why we started this is what we said. Uh, we got an unaccredited degree and we played a lot of money. It's not going to happen to you guys because we are here. Um, Olalia, then we have our tech team and we have our full fulfillment team. But this is the power. We work with 25 European consultants. So the specialist where you're going to be matched with. And they will counsel you. And that is just our secret sauce in that sense. Okay, guys, any questions? Mabrimrang, you are muted. You need to press on. You are muted. So if you press on the microphone, I think. Okay, let me know. You can unmute yourself and talk.
Yeah, good afternoon over here.
Hello.
I could say good evening. Yeah. So actually, my question is basically centered on the entire package. Okay. Um,
Yes.
Usually, I still did not know what is the actual package, because normally one could say, okay, we are your visa consultancy institution. So this is what the amount that you need for the entire process. You understand? So it's still not clear to me how much does an individual need for the entire process. You understand? Which is very, very crucial. You understand?
Okay.
I
Yeah.
still did not know. Yeah, because it's step by step. So at every step, one will come. For example, the orientation package, they will tell you this is the amount. You understand? And this is the discount or whatsoever. But I think it's important if one could know what is the actual amount. If there is discount in along the line, that will be beneficial. You know, but it's important for one to know. So I don't know if there's any fixed amount for the entire process, depending on the location an individual is applying from. So
Okay.
basically, this is my question. Yes, thank you.
Lamin, thanks for your questions. First of all, the process itself, like, so to do the academic orientation, just to find out what your best options are, to have 2 calls with an expert, and to get that go, no go moment. Can I study abroad? That is 99 euros. And for some students, it's 49 euros. This depends on your profile. So you need to fill out the questions on your platform and then the platform will guide you and gives you discounts. However, if you get the 49 euros on the platform, then you cannot speak with a consultant for 50 minutes for free. You need to buy the package first with discount, and then later you can speak with your consultant. With the one for 99 euros, you get to speak with a consultant for free first, for example, with some of my colleagues, to find out if this package is for you. However, to talk about the whole process. So normally people spend between um, 700 to 1100 euros with us. To break it down, if you want to get into a public university, the process is 3 to 4 months. We will help you with the notarization and all the steps. And what needs to be done is like we need to go to the Ministry of Education. We need to apply for all the documents and so on. Okay, that is 699 euros. However, if you want to apply for a private university, like for example Ebrima, it's only 399 euros. Ebrima will put this in your currency after the call. He will translate it. However, we have a package also end to end with Visa. I think you are most interested in that. So that is everything what StudiesIn has to offer. That's orientation session, application session. Then we have the visa process end to end. Then we have the residence permit. So if you want to live in Spain, you need to get your PIE. So that is your residence card. It's a really difficult process. And we help you to get housing. This full process, that is 1700 euros. Most students will go for that. However, before you buy a package like this, I always recommend first buy the small package, the 99 euros, because then you find out if you can study and you don't need to spend anything more because then you know for a fact, yes, I can get my visa. Yes, I can get into those schools. And so this is a little bit the answer. Lamin, is it answering your question or not?
Yeah, it's definitely answering my questions. However, it looks like there's no fixed amount for the process, if I understand.
Yes, yes, there is, but it depends on what you're gonna do. So the process of getting into a private university is way easier than get into a public university. So there are two different prices. You get that, right?
Okay, I understand. Now, the second question is in the event that an individual, like for example, if you're in the medical field, you
Yes.
know, and you come there, you on a student visa, and obviously you will be going to school, but and also you need to pay that school fee. You understand? It's very very important. You meet up that requirement by paying the school fee. You understand? Or the tuition fee, I would call it. So,
Tuition
is
fee,
there any
yeah.
chance? Is there any chance that your institution help an individual to find a job? For example, an individual that is already qualified in their country. For example, if you're a qualified medical practitioner, you travel to Spain to further through your institution. Is there any way that your institution will come in to actually help in search for a job to ensure you you know keep yourself up to date in terms of tuition?
Okay. So
Walaikum
we
salam.
are educational. Yeah,
No, they
Ibrima?
are no wave today. Today, yes.
So so to answer your question, we are educational experts. So we focus on the education journey. Spain has just changed their laws last year that when you are on a student visa, you can work up to 30 hours. So we have a database with student jobs, which we can help you with. But we are not here to help you to get a job. So we can get you into Spain, we can get you into the best universities, and then after that, it's on you to find a good job. But most of the time, you have up to 4 years if you do a full bachelor's to find a new job. Does this answer your question? Like we don't do the whole process because you have different experts for that, but we are really good in getting you into the university and the visa process. Is
All
that
right,
clear?
thank you very much. Thank you.
Yes? Yellow boy?
Yes, hello. So how are you?
Really good. Thanks, man.
Good, good, good. Okay. My question is, hello.
Yes.
Yes, my question is, if for example, if someone want to be in this process, and then because I heard you saying that your education, your higher learning educational certificate must be required. You know, so I want to know if someone want to be in this process, and then the certificate is not, he did not meet the criteria in his certificate. with his high school level certificate. So what can you do for that person?
So that is the great thing of this orientation system. So what we do is we analyze your high school degree because you're right, yellow boy. Some high school
Okay,
degrees are accredited, some not. It depends which
okay,
region you are from. We
okay,
analyze that. Based on that, we give a recommendation with this high school degree, which courses you can do, but also what we recommend. For example, if your high school degree misses, let's say, A levels, that's a certain requirement, we recommend you, okay, do this and this course, and then you can
okay,
get into that course. So we explain you step by step what you need to do.
okay,
But we need to see your high school transcript because it's really difficult to say this now over the call.
okay, 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 okay. All right,
Yes.
thank you.
So I would recommend you to make an account. So later, Ebrima is gonna share a link with you. Press on the
Okay,
link and then make an account, and then
okay,
the platform guides you, and you can have another call with a person for free.
okay, okay,
And then I would do the orientation system. I would recommend everyone to do that.
okay,
It's just 99 euros, and then you don't need to spend any more money on strange lawyers or visa processes. You know for a
okay,
fact, yes, it works or not. This is what I can do, and then you can make a plan. Based on
okay,
that, you can also go to a bank, for example, to get a loan. Then you have clarity.
Well, let
okay,
me comment that Gambia is unlike Spain, whereby you can easily access loan to banks. Okay, I'll also come to I'll also come to Malamin's question regarding internship or job areas. Let's say, like for GBSD, once you come in on your orientation day,
Mhm.
there's someone that will come into the class and ask each and everyone who would like to work or who would like to work on an internship while you're studying, because these are some of the facilities that has to come from the university, but not studies in. Let's
Exactly.
say, like in
Yeah.
the medical field, you obviously need to practice, and then you obviously need to be at the pharmacies, you obviously need to be at the hospitals, and then you're not under any scholarship or any sort of a financial means that is going to help you, and then you are learning and same time working for them as well. So in
Yeah.
that regard, internship is possible there. It might be minimum wages, but it's a possibility that could be there once you have your TA card with you. Because on your TA card, they will write it there. Your document is entitled to work, is authorized to work. So with that document, you'll be able to work in Spain here. It depends on what kind of a work do you want it to do.
Exactly. Exactly. And also what I showed you, just the prices or the living costs in Spain. If you have a part-time job, 30 hours in let's say a restaurant, you can pay for your wages. Like the hourly wages are high enough to do so. Of course, not to pay for your studies. That is something you need to finance yourself in the beginning to save up. But you can make that work.
Yes. Once you even arrive at the school, there's this platform that they will give you, whereby each and every week there will be new interns that will be sent there. You can apply to those restaurants, hotels, and other areas that you would like to. Although the wage is not that attractive, like myself, I don't like Barcelona. It's way expensive. I like to live outside Barcelona to travel inside Barcelona. So
Yeah,
it depends on how you program yourself and how you want to uh, reschedule your financial means.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I see Usman, you had a question?
Um, Roy, yes, I have a question. How are you?
Good. Thanks.
Yes, my question is in the event that one already had an account with your consultancy and then already paid for the package orientation and has a school, your consultancy have already given such a school and the person has a school, but remaining the school, the tuition fee, can it be paid on installment or?
So you already did the orientation session or not yet? Or is
Yes,
hypothetical?
for mine, I did all, but Usman is yet to do his own. We are using the same phone, but I connected through his email.
Ah, okay.
Yes,
Um,
but for mine, I've already done everything. I'm just only left with the tuition fee. So I'm
yeah.
asking if the tuition fee can be paid in installment, like the name
So,
of the
but you
school.
have a consultant, right? You have your dedicated consultant, right? I need to check your account, but you have a person to ask questions like this to, right? Because
Yes.
it depends on the school.
Mhm.
For example, there are schools where you pay per semester. There are schools you pay once a year, but then it's only a low tuition fee. So the what did your consultant say on the call?
She did say that the school you pay in full. You pay in full. You pay fully, not installment.
But one second, which school did she recommend multiple schools, right?
Yeah, it's DC and LIP.
Okay.
Yes, DC and LIP.
Um, but I would write her. I think she can find a payment plan for you. They're not all the schools require full payment. However, one thing I think what she recommends is some schools they require African students to pay in full to have the highest possible chance to get the visa. Ibrima, did you pay in full? Ibrima,
No, I didn't. I paid 50%. No, sorry, 60%.
60%. Okay.
Mm.
Yeah. So that depends on yeah, you need to speak with your consultant. Most likely there's something possible, and otherwise there are other options, of course. She gave more options. There are lots of options in Spain. So if you prefer
Okay.
a school where you pay in different terms, we can find you one. But some schools require full payment. Yes.
Yes, I will definitely need help from that. So I will talk. I'll get back to my consultancy, but I believe this is also a platform where each and everyone is entitled to ask and know the ways or the possible ways to, you know, pay or do whatever he or she wants to do to study instead.
Yeah, but you can just write her, and then with your concerns, you have direct contact with her, and then she will find you new options. No worries.
Thank
But
you.
I think the options she gave you, they are good, but maybe you need a little bit more. How many calls did you had? You have two calls, huh? So you can have schedule another call with her.
Thank you.
Yes? Okay, cool. Guys, is there any other person than Yellow Boy with a question? Usman, you had a question already? Oh, sorry, yes. Usman, excuse, you just answered it. Mohammed, Yellow Boy, I come back to you in a bit. But you
Oh,
also
okay, okay. My question is already been answered.
okay, great.
Yes.
Mohammed, hey man, nice to meet you.
Oh, can I speak?
Yes, it's your turn. Go ahead.
Yes, I mean, really nice to be listening to you. You have done a wonderful presentation so far.
Thanks.
Because I have also started the process now. I am at the end point, but sometimes we face challenges with our consultants. You understand? Like me, my consultants was Michelle. You know, as we are from Africa, I have been explaining to Ebrima, it's not easy here for students sometimes to pay 100% tuition fee. But
Yes.
when you tell them, I have been telling her those things. Can you help me with a university or a language school that will allow a 50% payments? No, this particular forex, you need to pay 100% tuition fee, this and this. And at the start they will not tell you that. I think it will be very very important for you people to highlight on those things, like, look, what payment plan do you want before you start? Is it 50%? Is it 100%? You understand?
Okay.
From there also, at the starting point also, it need to be very clear to the students that you need an insurance after paying the tuition fee. You need an insurance, you need the padramento, like the accommodation, you need all those things, because like it's different from Canada. Like Canada, you can apply without applying for an insurance, without applying for accommodation. If you get your admission from the university, you just go to the embassy and then apply. So it is a long
Mm-hmm.
process. I think it will be, yeah, it you know, I mean, it will be very, very important, you know, I mean, for you guys to highlight on those things also. And also, you know, I mean, you know, I mean, our consultants also, you know, they need to be flexible with us.
I get
Sometimes
it.
we
Yeah.
find it challenging. Absolutely. And the third
Okay.
thing also, okay,
So
you
can
can,
we? Yeah. So thanks for your feedback. But like, question: if you spoke with, I don't know which consultant you had. What is her name?
Michelle,
Michelle. What is the name of your consultant? Was it with Studies In?
Michelle.
Michelle. Okay. You mean
Yes.
Irina?
No, Irina. After
Or
Irina, I mean, she passed me to Michelle. You know, yes,
okay.
I have a lot of challenges with her. You know, push and pull, this and this. You know, I mean, there was a time you know, I mean, I even want to withdraw after, you know, Irania text me and then, you know, I mean, tell me that we will find a school for you that will accept 50% payment. I think almost I paid 60% per se because I already paid
Right.
€3,000. You know, I told Ebrima, I think it will be very important.
But
You
okay.
know, I
But
mean, for you guys.
did we find you a school now? This was not clear. So in
Yes,
the end, you gave feedback,
yes,
and then they found a new school, right?
yes, for sure.
Okay. But thanks for the feedback. I will tell also our consultants. I found it really good feedback. Um, So your advice is that from the beginning we need to ask the student what kind of payment plan you require.
Absolutely. Because Africa is not like Europe. We struggle.
Yeah,
We struggle
I
in, I mean,
understand.
to get a lot of things, you know, I mean, economically here we are not that much good. So if we ask a student to pay about €5,000 at one go, I'm not sure it is
It's-
going to be possible.
I know. I totally get that. I will give this feedback to my team. I'm we are learning from this as well in the sense like we just give the options, but on the other hand, if you give feedback to this consultant, they always do new research for you. So, but okay, thanks for your feedback. Thanks a lot, Mohammed.
All right, you're welcome.
Okay, guys, I have 5 more minutes. Lamin, one more question, and then oh yeah, yellow. Yeah. Oh no, we have a new one. Lamin, yes, let me know.
Yes, Abubakar, you can unmute your mouth and Auntie Fanta, tell Michael unmute. Auntie Fanta.
Anta?
Okay, Abubakar, you can unmute your mic.
Yeah, Abuka. Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. The session is very interesting. So I have two questions. The first
Yes.
one is like majority of these I don't know for Spain because currently I'm studying in India. So
Oh,
majority of
okay.
these
Rodin, this one of my lads in the Gambia. I used to help with a lot of things.
Okay.
so majority of the consultants in India here they are not independent. So sorry, they are independent. The universities plus government protocols or government legal aspects are also independent. So you might have an admission to a university, but now when you go for the visa, it might be very difficult. You might be rejected, and while you already pay your money to the university, so it become a double loss for you on that aspect.
That's
So
horrible. That's horrible.
yeah. So is that the same case with Spain or
Oh, good question. So we work with a few universities, which give refunds. Um, However, like there's you can also go for public universities. So then you only pay for the preparation course. Um, and then the process is different. However, some universities indeed they don't refund. However, in your case, we never um, advise you to go for that. For example, in Forex, I think out of my head, they provide half of the refund, which is still a lot of money you lose then. Ebrima, your school also provided a refund, right? If the visa gets rejected and it's proven that it's not your fault.
Yes, yes.
Exactly. So there are schools, yeah, because it's of course horrible if you go through the whole process and then in the last moment your visa get rejected, and on top of the fact that you miss out, you lose so much money. Now there are definitely schools. Like you, please ask when you speak with a consultant, please ask that you are only interested in schools who refund the money. But I would say also the system we have with the visa lawyers from Spain, you have a way higher chance that your visa get accepted. So I would not worry too much, but there's still, of course, a chance. So speak with them, okay?
Okay, okay. Thank you so much. And the second question is regarding like, you know, so I'm taking an example in India. So because it's the experience that I have. So now
Mm-hmm.
I will relate it, then ask you whether it's the same case in Spain before getting into things that I already experienced here.
Yes,
So now
yes, you can
in
join now.
India here also, we have many, how to call it, agencies. But most of these agencies, they are fake.
Hmm. They're fake,
And
yeah.
yeah, so it's very important to know to have testaments or to have testimonial from students that you already help, students that you already, that have passed through your process and now are now in Spain succeed in their program and are doing wonders, so that they can serve as, you know, a testament to us who want to go there, so that we be like, okay, these people, they have
Yeah.
passed through the process and we can also follow their footsteps.
I totally get that. First of all, we have Ebrima. He's on the call. But what Ebrima can do is we can share a few videos in your group of students who went through and they told their experience. Um, Furthermore, what I would do, go to Google and type in StudiesIn, and then you can read all our Google reviews. Maybe that will take away your doubt. And at the same time, what I find really important for you to know, we never start a process if we don't believe that we can do it. So therefore, we always start with the with the orientation package, which is only 99 euros. And then based on that, we decide if we're going to help you or not. So that is completely different than those local consultancies because they always say yes, always say yes. Yes, of course we can help you, sir. That is the Indian way. But if we cannot help you, we have so many students, and also we don't want that someone spends his money because we don't make so much money on your students. That is different than what the Indians do. We do it because we help a lot of students, and therefore we are able to earn our bread. But the only way to help so many students is if you are transparent and focus on the students we can actually help. So that you know that, okay? So I can send you all the testimonials. I can send you a few testimonials, and furthermore, please go to Google. I will after this meeting I will send you a few links. Okay?
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay, guys. Last question because my wife is cooking. I need to eat, and I don't want to get into a fight. So Fanta, tell me. Fanta,
Anti
please
Fanta,
unmute yourself.
Anti Fanta, bela mic on mute la. Balong fo mo bi jeno me ma ko la wala man lamin wala mo do so kon.
Hello.
Yes. Hi. Hello.
Okay, are you getting me now?
Yes, I hear you.
Yes, what I'm saying is, I think the question I wanted to ask has been asked by Bubakar and Mohammed just now. So that's why I said, let me just hold on to that. It's okay with me now. Definitely. And
Okay.
also, yes, and also
Rodin,
with
this
the
is my mom.
consultants. With the consultants, if they can be so, like what this man said, flexible with us, because sometimes they email you, reply to them, it takes time before they reply back to you. That also has
Mhm.
taken some, I don't know. With Ariana is fine for us, for me, I would say, personally. But for others, it takes about a week or more before they could reply to your request.
Really?
Yeah,
Like for the people who pay? So if you pay an orientation, our consultants don't come back within a week?
sometimes it's
Is
more
that
than a week.
really? Okay, but that is really bad. But um, okay, I will tell them. But sorry, like, can you give an example for that? Because then I can go to the person who is not replying. Was it
Actually,
an or
I'm doing this process for my son.
okay?
It's not
And
myself personally. Yes, I'm doing it for my son.
so
And
who is
normally
helping you? Is Irina helping you, or who is helping you? You said Irina, right?
it was Irina, yes, but I think in along the line, Irina handed it over to somebody else whom I'm not familiar with the name. Maybe
Okay.
if my son was around, he would be able to tell me the name.
Okay, and that is for the application process. So you started the
Yeah,
application process already?
yes, we started it already.
Okay.
I think we are in the point of paying the tuition fee, something like that.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
the admission is already been secured. Now, what is left is the tuition fee payment. Basically, I've also received this complaint from other students. Ariana has been very responsive. Like he easily respond to messages and to get to people. But once you pass Ariana, they usually have challenges in terms of communication and responding to emails. But I think this is something that we can actually work on once it's already been highlighted.
Okay. Thank you so much for sharing this because I'm gonna tell this internally. Strange.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes,
So,
and I've seen some people that are actually joining now. It's almost late. As Rodin said earlier, the wife is cooking. Is
yeah.
he doesn't want to
So,
get into fight. So it will be
but
easier for us to go back to what we already discussed. And then if you have questions, those that are joining now, if you have questions, you can easily raise your questions. And
oh, and good that you say it, Fanta. Ebrima is gonna give my email
Okay.
to you.
Okay.
So if you have any problems, meaning
Okay.
like a person doesn't reply, you can put my
Okay.
email in CC, and then I will make sure that they reply as soon as possible. Okay.
All right. Thank you very much for
okay,
that.
Tabali, yes, come in. Unmute your mic.
Hi, yes. Good afternoon, everyone.
Yes.
I
Hi.
just received, I just received this link, and I saw, I just entered it because it is about studies in Spain, but I don't know what it is all about. And the person who sent it to me, he just sent it to me right now, and then he told me like, since you want to do some of your NSCs, and then this is an opportunity, I think you can join. So that is why I joined. But basically, I don't know what is the Zoom call all about. So that is what I
Okay.
want to ask.
So I'm gonna send a recording of the Zoom call where you see the presentation on how to study abroad in Spain. You can watch it back, but I'm so sorry, but I need to go, as Ibrima said. So, guys, thank you so much
Okay,
for your time.
and that is fine. If the recording will be shared, and that is fine with me, then I can go through the recordings and then
Yeah,
maybe start something from there.
exactly. Okay. Have a good evening, Fanta. You still want to say something?
Thank you. I just want to thank you very much because this is good. At least if you are into something with people, from time to time you make such a call, Zoom call, we understand what is going on. It's nice. So we are very happy. For me, I'm very grateful with the idea. Thank you so
Yes,
much.
one thing I want to also add is,
Thanks.
do we
Thanks a
have
lot, Fanta.
a platform where you guys are all in, or and how will we get the recordings?
I'll
Well,
share you the recordings. I'll share you the recordings as soon as I receive the
Ebrima is
recordings.
gonna share everything with the link to make an account, and I will explain you what the first steps are. You can say that it will be tomorrow morning, okay? Then he will share that with you. Okay?
Mañana, mañana, mañana.
Mañana.
Sí.
Another one question, please.
Mañana.
What?
I say I
Moment.
have a one
What do you?
question, please.
Okay, last
Yeah, did
question.
StudyLink experience any of their students been rejected at the embassy?
Yes, of course. Like we help thousands of students. So there are, of course, of course, a percentage of the students gets rejected, but it is relatively low if you follow all the steps. So yes, there is a percentage, yes, because it's not in our
So
power,
can you
as you
highlight?
know.
Can you
Mhm.
just browsely highlight some of those points so that we can be very well prepared before reaching to the embassy?
Okay, the most important thing is the reservation fee. So the amount of money you freeze. So Ebrima, for example, he did 12,000 euros. We advised a minimum of 8. Ebrima did a bit more to make sure that he got it. Furthermore, insurance is really important. You need to have an European insurance. And also, what is important, of course, that you come on time on your embassy appointments. Sometimes people speak already a little bit of Spanish. That makes a difference. However, if your visa gets rejected, we have a way that we can appeal it from Spain because we are in Spain. So then there's still a really high chance because sometimes, Mohammed, the visa process is really unfair. Sometimes you're sitting across a person and he doesn't have his day. We, with the Spanish lawyers, are able to appeal that then and still be able to pull your visa through. But yeah, the reservation fee or the amount you freeze is the most important thing. And also the university you apply for, of course. It needs to be accredited. Sometimes there are some shady business schools. They look cheaper, but in the end, they're not fully accredited. It's also
Okay.
important for your visa process. But we can make that plan for you just for 99 euros, and then there's no risk that it gets rejected. Okay, guys,
Okay.
I need to eat. Thank you so much for your time. We're gonna do this another time
Thank
in a
you.
few. We're gonna do this another time. Fanta, have a good evening, everyone. Ebrima, thanks for your time. We will send tomorrow morning more information.
Okay.
Muchas gracias, chicos.
Adios,
Adiós.
amigos.
Muchas
Adiós.
gracias.
But Ibrahim,
Well,
I
taps.
hope when you hear the link, camera will update language.
Yeah, based on the screen record, when the former screen record can an imprint and based on the
Okay, I don't want to see. Because what? The man on the phone,
yeah,
yeah,
based
Australia.
on the screen record.
Yeah,
How many time
Australia.
for master's program, right?
Ibrahim,
Yeah.
Yeah. So, think they will love them somebody. Mundo, Gambia.
Ibrahim,
Yeah, think they will love them somebody. If you hold in Gambia, talk about that. We win about good like a winner. Okay, you see that. You want to see that.
Yeah, if I say I'm gonna, yeah, if I
but
say I'm
Ibrahim,
gonna, I don't.
No, man.
If I do what I'm going to
No, ya no mira. Baru nga pare, saya baru nga pare. Baru ay na klase sila. Babitin mo, baru nga pare.
but Ibrahim,
Now,
Yo, Ibrahim,
now,
ngalam bituo. Sambi sunte waro bina silan tolla ja.
asida janda from Foka Pare.
Barno. Ayo, oton se pol
Yes,
kapsa ma
Panda
after
tega
you.
bangu jua.
Ismail,
Panda tega
Ay
bangu
phone
jua.
ya.
Nimbara, ngo,
ah,
kung lafa kayo ng kami na 99 euro nying, ala payment mo process mo nying, lafta ko yola estimate.
yes, first you need to, you cannot pay that now unless you see
Ah,
your documents. We collect it nga portalo yele, and then we with your passport and your email and your telephone number. Then we create a profile for you. Time will access to the proof of you. I signed it or you know.
science, mbo process no lang yari. Saya kayo may explain din.
I will send it to you, Ismaila. Nga ba nga send yan na fam? If you could remember. I did.
Okay, okay,
Yes,
okay.
is that the same link that you need to follow up again to make that payment?
Okay, no problem.
Yeah.
Then
Yes,
we'll be in touch.
you did tell me that you called me to guide you, but Monday my particular so. But I didn't call back.
No problem. So I'm building after you explain it to me more. Yeah, man.
Bye, okay.
All right, no problem.
Taps, may see a record so in the summer in Tala do good love.
Ibrahim,
Yeah.
Uttaran, da yamuna.
Boy, may see a lingo in the way in Tala do good last summer boy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now,
Basta nila, sama niyo yung photo of Google. I have access to all those ones.
Okay, no problem. Sure.
Okay.
Baraga
Thank you.
So good. Tomorrow to see that.
Yeah. Suntayo sila, boy. Suntayo sila, boy.
Okay.
Suntayo
Okay,
sila.
That's what they were.
Hey, Lou.